caused a veritable sensation, as Soviet agents hitherto hidden were exposed to the intrusive glare of uninvited publicity. Most, but not all of these files have now been opened to public inspection at the Archive Centre, Churchill College, Cambridge University. Their availability has unquestionably transformed our knowledge of the inner workings of the KGB in its foreign operations. The undoubted strengths of Mitrokhin's revelations notwithstanding, they are not entirely without problems. Most important, the fact that the British government, which authorized release of the files, exercised its censorship over what has been made publicly available. 9 files on Britain and 29 files on the United States, 800 pages of dense typescript, remain closed. Doubtless as a result of restrictions on access imposed by the British, the Russians appear the sole initiators of operations. But are we really to assume that Moscow was alone in taking the initiative, whereas the West only reacted? We know from other operations in the Third World, for instance, that CIA and MI6 hardly sat on their hands. Yet the dirty linen hung out to dry is solely Russian. How can one write a balanced account of a long-standing conflict with more than half the sources deliberately removed? The dilemma faced by the historian of the contemporary world is here highlighted in its most extreme form. Surely only the most naive would suppose that what has been so assiduously hidden from us is less significant than that which has been so frankly revealed. The honest historian of the recent past is thus at the mercy of those in power, and their priorities are not necessarily our priorities. The truth is that a balanced view of the past is not seen as in the national interest of the authoritative agencies on either side. Their job is to protect those interests, come what may. We have therefore to rely upon unauthorized indiscretions and revelations from defectors harried by their former employers. Other problems arise not only as a result of agency, but also from force of circumstance. The Mitrokhin archive covers human intelligence only. The crucial sphere of Russian cryptography is neglected because Mitrokhin had no access. This may seem enough for some. The listener is naturally more readily captivated by daring do. Spies, after all, are somehow accessible, even glamorous, to the seeker after sensation, skeptical of the grubby reality immortalized by the former MI5, MI6 officer David Cornwall, John le Carré. Only the intrepid listener will want to take a step further, beyond secret agents and into another dimension. The back rooms where the pencil has proven infinitely mightier than the sword. Yet it is by looking here, too, that evidence will be found as to the intentions of the adversary. Neglect of Moscow's activities in this sphere was justified by the focus on human intelligence, whereas the Americans elevated decryption that required exceptional prowess in diverse fields: engineering, mathematics, linguistics, statistics, even the realm of the imagination. The Russians traditionally adhered to a different order of priorities. Nonetheless, Soviet cryptography should never be underestimated. It, too, has to be investigated. With respect to human intelligence, the Russians were always stronger in counterintelligence than in foreign intelligence. Some of the best operations abroad, directed at the main adversary, were initiated by former counterintelligence operatives, who were therefore all the better equipped to outwit their foreign counterparts. Yet this aspect is not fully reflected in Andrew and Mitrokhin. Also, because operatives in counterintelligence were least likely to defect, their side of the story receives less coverage. Finally, the extensive history of the second largest intelligence organization in the world, Soviet military intelligence, the GRU.